CNN and MSNBC and all the big news.
Start this off and get us recording. Welcome one and all back to the Motley Crew, the Crew game. And we last left our heroes in the Vulgar Boar Inn with a night's sleep, as far as that. And they have a peaceful night's sleep. As day breaks, as they're getting up to start their day, it seems quiet and such. And hence, almost a dead silence, one would think, but not the smell of death as one would hope or not hope for. So, with that, I'll turn it on over to our heroes.
And so previous day we had attempted to go out and were accosted by an owlbear, and then possibly attempted to follow a strange individual who we weren't able to keep track of, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something happened. We weren't able to actually like keep up with it.
You saw some shadows into the waning light in the woods that were going, and you're losing track of it, and you're starting to follow, but that you chose not to, between the wounds and such of the heroes going back to assess the situation, if I remember correctly, and prepare and hopefully be better rested and prepared for the following day.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As far as that, so that's the scenario that you guys have.
So I'm guessing that I'm the first one up.
If you want to.
I
will head down. Yeah, go ahead.
If I remember correctly, my character is currently not at that inn. My character is currently sitting.
That's right.
Oh,
I remember now.
That's correct. You went down to the Lord's yard and sat there.
Yeah, and I
waiting for him. Wait. Okay.
Yeah, I did the sentry rest on by that tree.
Yep. Yeah. You are correct. Thank you for bringing us all up to date on that. That is most correct.
So if you were to go down there right now to look for me, I am not there. It doesn't even look like I went back to the room. If you go check on the upstairs.
Yeah, I think I knew that you mentioned that you were going over there, and I stayed with you for a while, but then I went back to the inn after.
Yes, you did.
So, so actually, there's a reasonable chance that your character was there first, because I kind of stayed there with you for a bit, and so I guess we'll start with you then.
But all right, yeah. Go ahead, Mickey. If that's the avenue that you want to take.
Man, where is this guy? He's waiting here forever.
And you'll notice that the door opens on up slowly, creaking, and that there's a human teenager, you may assess age-wise, there, carrying a large pot out the door, and heading towards the tree that you're at.
Oh, this is gonna be awkward. I just kind of get up at this point.
Okay.
Is the pot like obstructing his view of me being there?
No, it's about the size of a medium potato pot.
Oh, okay, okay. So I get up. I'll get up, and I'll be like, do you need a hand with that?
And he'll say, no, no, no. What are you? Who? No, I got this. I'd only suggest that you maybe move away from the Lord's tree there.
I know it's the Lord's tree. I'm waiting for the Lord. Is he awake?
He is just starting to get up. We are starting to get him ready for his day. As far as that, he's not taking any visitors until after he has his morning repast.
I know. Fine. How long is that gonna take?
He'll breathe heavy and he'll say, some days it's not too bad. It's only from the time that he gets up and we get him dressed and get him out and that he finishes his morning repast is only, if we're lucky, it's about 2 hours.
Oh. I see.
And you notice that his arms are starting to shake a little bit.
Are you sure you don't want help with that?
No, I just need you to move.
Okay. I just kind of, I basically step to one side.
Okay.
There you go.
And he takes this pot and he throws it out onto the ground around the roots of the tree. And you'll see a yellowish liquid with some white froth, and it will have a acidic smell coming from it.
I believe at this point, Mickey would understand where he was just sitting for the last 8 hours. And even though he himself cannot express it, the shield is basically looking like it wants to puke.
Okay.
It's like, and at this point, Mickey's thinking to himself, okay, apparently it takes this guy 2 hours to get ready. What am I going to do at this time? I'll go and ask the girls what they want to do, and so like I'll start making my way back to the was the boar?
Yeah, the vulgar boar.
I'll make my way back to the boar at this point, knowing that I'll just be held up if I try to wait here any longer. Plus, now I just feel weird. I cast prestidigitation on my own clothes.
Okay. They're nice and clean. They don't smell. There's no wrinkles, we'll say. They even sort of pressed them. With the...
I wasn't going to consider it until I realized what I might have been sleeping in. So it's like
Yep.
And on your way up to the vulgar boar, you'll notice there doesn't seem to be a lot of traffic on the morning road. On your way going on up, as far as that. And it's pretty obvious that it's really fairly quiet.
Is it a holiday?
I don't know.
Is it a holiday?
I don't know. Is it?
I thought I didn't remember. I'm like right now I'm just trying to put two and two together. I'm like, there's not a lot of people. Then like, is there something going on that I don't remember? Like, does something happen yesterday and today was supposed to be a day of rest? And
You're headed from that little tree out there all the way. You're heading on up this way.
yeah.
We'll say you get up about here where the road peels off and goes on up to the Vulgar Unicorn is when you're noticing the low volume of town traffic and the quietness.
So I guess I'm awake now at the inn, presumably.
Okay.
And I head down to have some breakfast,
And
which I believe is provided.
yes, it is. And you'll also notice, without a doubt, the unusual quietness that you've gotten used to in this town, as it was somewhat quiet, low-keyed, and reserved. But this is even quieter that you'll notice as you come on down to the common room.
Quieter because less people?
It possibly could be. You're not seeing any patrons in the common room at the moment.
Okay. What about the owner of the establishment? Are they there?
Oh, you do see the bartender there, and as far as that are he would be. Roll me a perception.
Okay.
All right. Because it's so abnormally quiet and such, you seem to be looking around a little bit more alert and like that. And you notice it seems to be the cowardly bartender that's there. And his face is extremely white, pale. His finger is pointing to the top of the bar, and it is shaking. And it's pointing at this bag.
Okay. Looking at him while he's pointing at it, do I notice him moving? Like, does he look at me when I come down and he's like pointing at the bag for me, or is he just like pointing the bag and just like staring at it or something?
His eyes lock on you. You notice that with being as alert because of the conditions. And his eyes kind of follow you and go on back from you over towards where his finger is pointing at the bag, and he's not so shaken that that you hear his teeth chattering, but he's shaken enough where he is paled, and his finger is pointing maybe with a slight shake.
Okay.
And let's see here. About that, we'll say about that time, we'll have Mickey walking up to the door. So that'll place both of you in
In the scene at this moment.
Yeah. Worst night ever. Sure.
I look at you and I go, seems like it.
I waited
then-
I waited 8 hours for that man. Just to find out he still takes another 2 in the morning to get ready. And to make things better, I found out where I was sitting, and now I don't feel so good.
Well, there's a reason why people tend to sleep under shelters.
It was a tree, man. It wasn't supposed to be a big deal.
It wasn't.
Well, you're learning stuff about yourself every day, I suppose. And then I turn to the barkeep, and I just take a seat, maybe to leave the bag some space, and I say, is that a delivery for someone?
And with a chattery voice, shallow and shaky, he'll say, this was brought in for all three of you.
Oh, that's for us?
Yes.
I'll get it.
Huh.
Thank you. Kind of reach down and take it.
Do you know what it is?
Nope.
Sorry, I say, sorry, I was speaking to the barkeep. Do you know what was in it? Who it was that dropped it off?
He'll say, I didn't look inside it. I didn't touch it. This dark lady dropped it off, and she mentioned that it was for you three. The construct, the elf, and the female monk.
Hmm. Dark as in she was where? She was clothed, robed?
Yes.
Was her face dark then too?
I really didn't notice the face. I was busy getting some bottles here from below the bar.
Okay. Well, that doesn't describe anybody I know off the top of my head. Is that somebody you know, Minky? A lady who wears hooded cloaks?
To be honest, my mentor never let me have a lot of friends. So not really anyone I recall. I mean, oh, actually, could I make a check
Of
to see to see if it's anyone within the bounty hunter circles that could have left that behind?
Of course you can.
Yeah. I just got to pull up the roller because I realized I hadn't done that.
Okay.
And actually, on a similar topic, can I roll to see if I've seen anybody in town or heard stories matching that description in town?
Yeah, you'll be able to. Now, let me figure what might be appropriate. Give me a investigation check, I guess.
I give the investigation?
No. That's for Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Yours would be the bounty hunter stuff. Which check is his history or something?
Yeah, it would be either I'd let him go with either history or history or religion.
They're both going to be at a -1, so we'll see what happens.
If the religion has to do with the local religion, you might have advantage, but
Oh no, remember, I don't do that circle thing.
oh, that's right. That's right. Oh well.
I don't do circle things anymore. It's
Sword
scary.
off circle things.
Yes.
Just
That's
treat.
6. 6, by the way.
Only lines and ovals.
Exactly. Squares, cool. Triangles, awesome. Circles, never.
No. Exactly.
All right, and investigation.
So my investigation was 23.
Okay.
Mine was 6. Ah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
All right. Yeah, nothing comes to your mind, Mickey, that would no flyer or posting comes to mind that would fit that description. With Ava's remembrance and thinking, she may have remembered that it could have fit the description that you were looking at in the woods of the silhouette.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it definitely was a hooded figure for that.
No, I can't think of no one.
Yeah. So once I kind of make that connection, I'll say to Mickey, I'll say, it seems that the person we were tracking yesterday might have come to pay us a visit. Now that might be good. That might be very good, but in case it's not, maybe we should take it outside the building.
I guess that's fair. It's fair. And so I guess at this point, like, do I need both hands to hold this, or is this in one hand? I can hold it back?
Just one hand. It's a palm size leather pouch. That the leather pouch is done very finely. I mean, excellent work. The tanning is beautiful. As far as that, very nice, smooth, clean, oiled skin to protect it from the elements on the outside of this leather pouch. the drawstring on it is made of a goldish looking cord as far as that, and there seems to be some stamped insignias below the golden cord that would cinch it all the way around it of Celtic knots.
So when you say insignias, are they out there at like the end of it, and where the knot of the actual cord would be, or are they on the
Bag
where it meets with the bag?
Where the cord is just above the bag to draw it tight up at the top rim before
Okay.
opening the mouth.
Could I make a check to see what the insignia is?
No, you don't need to. It's a Celtic knot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. I was like, huh. Okay. All right, let's take this outside.
Say what?
Taking this outside.
All right.
Yep.
So, do you think just right outside this, just right on the road would be fine? I mean, there's not a lot of people I've noticed. It's a holiday?
I'm not sure. Is a religion check, Charles, for a holiday today?
No, it's not required, not needed. You would not, when the time that you spent up with the elder in the temple, they didn't mention anything about a festival or holiday.
Feels like something they would mention, and even if it was, that wouldn't mean there'd be no one there. It actually might mean there might be more people, and even if that wasn't the case, they still might cancel it due to reasons. So this is all in my character
Okay.
line. Yeah, it seems unlikely. I think something else happened.
All right. So, this thing. Do I just open it?
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And as you go to do that, I take a 5-foot step back.
All right.
Like, Mickey's literally bracing himself for possibly not liking how this goes. So because it's just tied up, right? Like the satchel's like tied up. So you just got to undo the knot.
It's just like you do your shoelaces as you wrap it around before you make the bow, and just
Cinched.
pull snug. Yeah, cinched.
So he just starts untying it.
No problem.
He's almost done with the untying.
Okay.
He's a little hesitant, but he finishes.
Okay.
Like the entire time he's doing this, and he looks like he's just messing with it. The shield behind him has this worried face that like kind of protrudes more animated sweat as he gets further and further along.
All right.
And like he finishes, he opens the satchel.
Okay.
What does he see?
You will see in there. Let's see. What do they call that? Yes.
Oh yes, a bomb. Ah.
You see a bomb. It's not turned on though, so you're fine.
You'll see 3 average size garnets that are well polished and cut.
Huh. It's pretty.
a nice deep red, almost a blood red, as far as the garnet coloring. It's more that way than the lighter garnets that you'll see that are more ruby.
Maybe maybe someone's trying to catch y'all's fancy. Send over jewelry. And like I pull one of them out.
Okay.
And look at the size of this thing. Ooh, great.
They've definitely caught your fancy, so if that's what they were hoping to do, they succeeded. But I feel like if that was also the case, then they would have stuck around to talk with you.
Well, I can be quite intimidating. I have that effect on people. But there's one for each of us. At least I think that's the intention. Is there like a note in here or anything?
Nope.
I mean, like, there's not even a love letter. It's just 3 stones.
Well, it's impolite to return a gift, but I'm not exactly sure what it is that we did to deserve it.
That's true. You didn't deserve that we're going to get this satchel. This is a nice satchel. I'm keeping it.
Why don't you hold on to that for as long as you'd like? And, but don't do anything in particular with it until we figure out what's going on, either with the people missing or the mysterious individual in the woods, or both.
True. Could you tell if these things are magical?
Can I tell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I never took that lesson.
I kind of frown and I say, but you don't have... never mind. And then I say, I say, well, we should either continue on our original path, which seems to be appreciated by someone, I say, motioning to the bag, or we should figure out where everybody's at.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing. Because the way I see, like, this is the perfect time to go back on the bounty. But there's no point if there's no one here to pay.
Now, who all, you have all, Mickey, you have all those garnets?
Right now I have most of them. I actually, yeah, I think I should at this point. I think Isaac ever said he was going to take one, so I should have them all. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just so I know where they're at. Did you see the chat?
Oh, no, I didn't. Let me see the chat. Oh. 19 on the die.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Luckily, he doesn't have any negatives in his wisdom score, so.
Yep, that's all good.
That's good.
All right. So what are y'all doing?
Yeah. So I start by asking. I still ask Johnny the same question. But when he kind of mentions the thing, I say yeah, I suppose it is important to know where we're going to get our money from, but I feel like we're kind of resolving more than one issue at the same time. So it's really more of a, like, where is everybody generally? So I walk back into the inn and, find this nervous innkeeper, and I say, everything seems to be all right. If you don't mind making up some food for myself, I would appreciate that.
And he'll go to it. He'll bring you out a simple porridge and cheese and bread breakfast.
I thank him for it. And while I'm eating, before he, runs off or heads off to do whatever else, I ask, do you know where everybody's at? Seems quiet day, and I don't think there's a holiday today.
And he'll say, well, yeah, no holiday today. No holiday. No. I really, I haven't seen nobody. I haven't seen nobody at all. As far as that, slow morning.
This slow morning's common here.
Yeah, I mean, without
Sometimes.
well, I guess we should go collect Tifa, and then we can head off. And I guess, yeah. Do you want to wait for the Lord to be done with his morning rituals, or?
Well, depends how long we think it's going to take to test. Let's see. Because the thing is, I feel like I want to wait for him, but I feel at this point it's more selfish, and I shouldn't. Because we have great important...
Just out of curiosity, did you hear? Who'd you hear from that the Lord would be 2 hours from now?
His I wouldn't want to call him a chambermaid, but the guy with the giant pot.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, technically, I think it would be considered a chambermaid anyway. What do you call it? A chamberman? Is that what you call somebody like that? A chamberman?
Manservant, butler.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Say, I'm not educated on nobility, so I wouldn't know.
Me neither.
But what I will say is, if you want to, we'll go get Tifa. If you want to double check a little bit more to make sure nothing's up, I say we go to the church and
That's
see
true.
if there's something happening there. If not, then we should head off. So I'll go get her. She's going to need to get some breakfast. Actually, while we're eating breakfast, do you want to go to the church?
Yeah, let's do that.
I think you are a bit better with those sorts of things than Tifa anyway, so.
Yeah, I have a way with people.
Yes, and you don't interrupt important rituals as well, so. At the very least, your current reputation is much better.
We'll see. Still put in that blame circle.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna go to do, Charles. Is I'm gonna go up to her room and kind of knock and be like, "Hey, you awake yet?"
And you will not hear any answer. In fact, when you knock, it seems like it's twice as loud as what you expect it should be, because it's basically just because there's your base level for the silence has gotten down. So
Kind of look down the hall, both directions. How many rooms are in this inn normally?
we'll say 10.
Okay. I go over to a door that I know isn't one of ours, and I knock. I say, "Excuse me, is anybody in?" Just a random one.
No answer.
I go back over to Tifa's door, and then I open the door.
It's unlocked, so it swings in effortlessly.
All right.
Almost like someone had recently greased the hinges.
And what is she asleep in her bed?
You do not see her in there.
Do I see her stuff? Her bag or...
Yeah, whatever her general belongings that she would have laid on down would still be there in the room, but just her body and possibly her soul are not in the room.
At that point, I head back over to the main room. Did Mickey already leave, Johnny?
I believe as soon as he told me to go ahead, I think he just went straight out because he doesn't even eat. So
Right.
Okay.
So he would have been like, okay. He started making his way out the door.
We'll say you got up about here by the time Ava comes on down to look for you and possibly look out the door.
Yeah, I'm not like rushing out to see to the church area, but I'm definitely on the way.
Yeah.
Right. I might see him in a moment, but I think that once I come down, or once I come into the room and I still see that he's already left, and I kind of look around and notice nobody's down here too, except the inn barkeep.
Yeah.
I kind of move over to keep him in line of sight and then cast Detect Evil and Good.
All right.
So I'll post a thing here. Actually, I have it on Roll20. You can just look at it.
Okay. I was just going to look in Player's Handbook. I just
Yep.
need how long it lasts.
10 minutes concentration.
Okay. You don't detect any.
Okay. Yeah. No creatures, but also no consecration nor desecration.
Yep.
Okay.
Not in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, I see. So it lasts 10 minutes? It only detects currently.
Oh, currently? Okay.
Yeah.
Then no, definitely not currently.
Okay.
That's why I was going to look and see. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd only be if like somebody like took the time or had some ability to
duration
make a space holy or unholy, or if there were like the barkeep was secretly an undead or something, whatever.
But yeah, the duration is up to 10 minutes though.
So I'll keep it up. Say note that he's not any of the bad things that he could be.
No.
I then make my way kind of after Mickey. So you can go ahead and do his stuff since I'll be just kind of behind him some distance.
Oh, right here where I have the bouncing ball, and be about where Mickey is as you come out of the bar, out of the inn, right here. After that, so
Okay. So I can see him in the distance.
You can see him in the distance. He's about 2.5 blocks away from you. Up here, it looks like he's possibly getting ready to turn and make the turn around the corner.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna follow him, but I don't need to catch up, but I'm not walking slowly, if that makes sense. So maybe I'll catch up by the time he gets to the church, but that's so.
Okay. Yeah, because Mickey said he wasn't walking all that fast. We'll see that you guys, about the time that you get to the chapel right here, are caught up with each other.
Okay.
Oh, you came back after all. All right.
Tifa's gone.
What do you mean she's gone?
Her stuff is in her room. Her person is not there.
Did someone kidnap Tifa?
Probably not just Tifa.
How many people are not here?
Well, there was nobody in any of the other rooms I checked.
Wow. That's strange. Her seed.
We should probably still go into the church, but I'm currently keeping an eye on things to see if there's any creatures around.
Any creatures? Let's see here. Where you're at right now. Let me just double check this.
That was me describing detect evil and good.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm not flubbing it too bad.
Seems good.
Damn, that's with that. Where, Mickey, where did you place that bag?
Well, because it was a regular satchel, I kind of put it inside my own bag.
Okay.
He has an explorer's pack, so I figured you have a little bit extra, you'd have some extra space for it.
Oh yeah, no problem. I just curious, as far as that. But yeah, Ava, you still don't really at the moment. I'll say you don't detect any evil.
Okay.
Or
I'd say after you, I suppose.
All right.
Just kind of catch my breath for a moment before following him in.
All right, I got this. I slowly open the door just to make sure there's nothing going on inside at the moment I'm doing this. Because I remember the last time we did this, it was happening. A lot of people got mad.
It's true.
okay.
I'm just being cautious while opening the door, just so I'm not interrupting anything.
How far are you opening the door before you look in or step in?
I'm only opening it up. I'm gonna open it to the point where you could technically slinky on in. Like, I'm only opening it till I know I have enough room that I could pass through.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. That is a 16.
All right. You feel your stomach starting to whelm up with nausea, like you want to kind of heave mightily. Your mind inside is almost wanting to scream like a little girl at the sight of what you see as you try to slide on inside.
I can imagine with Ava right behind me, she sees the epitome of what you just described on the shield.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, usually it's a lot more comical. But if it's as bad as I think it is, it's gonna take it takes a really grim toll on how the shield looks at this moment. Like, it's literally making a very horrified face, I'm assuming.
Okay.
But it is daylight, so it's not like I can't see what's in here.
Oh, you see, that's a problem. You see what's in there.
What? Okay. Now, what do I see?
Is it typed in the description, Charles?
No, I didn't
Okay.
type it into the description. I was just waiting to see if Ava was going to see, but I.
No, yeah, with it, I was kind of pausing, and with his shield making that face, I kind of wait until he,
Okay.
goes further in, which I'm assuming he only
okay,
does
then
if it's.
Then I'll type it to him, so don't give certain things away.
All right. Waiting. There's definitely hesitation walking in based on this description.
Yeah.
Oh, I misspelled that.
If I was a different character, I might do something like, "Oh wow, it's so quiet around here, man! It's like somebody up and died. Wow, so weird."
Yeah, this character is probably one of my nicest characters. So
how nice of you.
So the way I see it is that he sees things with a childlike embrace, and so if it's as terrifying as I think it's gonna be, he's not gonna have much to go on. And to be honest, he probably would have done that if he wasn't already worried to open the door.
But there you have.
Right.
Oh God. Ava. Ava.
So my character just kind of like sees the look in your face, goes, on your shield face, goes,
Ava.
"You can use your words, or do you not want to use your words?"
Something happened.
At this point, I push the door open further and walk in beside him.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
5.
You become violently ill from the sight that you see here. You're inside your mind. I'll allow you to work it, but basically that's screaming of a little child, sort of horror. But you see all 12 brothers of the temple torn apart, blood all over the chapel.
What the hell happened here? telling you, it's always in circles.
And
It's always in frickin' circles.
And in fact, you'll be able to tell the brothers are rent apart worse than what you saw with the old man.
Are there pieces of them around the room?
Yes.
Okay.
And it would not be much of a surmise that all the blood that is splattered all over the chapel is theirs.
Okay.
How? Hold on. How could this occur without nobody knowing this was happening? You're talking 12 grown men. I mean, granted, I never heard them speak, but I assume they could. They definitely know how to sing. Well, they did. If they're getting slaughtered, no one hears the screams of slaughtered men?
Evidently not, or maybe that's why it's so quiet.
And how did we not do this?
Shush, Jim. So, if Mickey looks back at Ava during this time, she's still holding the door with the arm that she pushed the door open with, but she's just like kind of blankly staring at the scene without any particular response, just kind of like frozen in place. Question, Charles.
Yes.
Is there a concentration check here?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a concentration, and that's only because you flubbed the con save so bad.
Yeah, I kind of felt that I wasn't actually. There was a chance that that was a concentration check, so that's why I just asked it that way.
No, not that. I just wanted to because the amount of vitriol to.
Okay, and maybe there's something. Yeah, just the way that the character is, because I rolled an 18 with the concentration saving throw here for the concentration.
And that could be all from your training on learning how to hold on to the spell.
And in particular, the fact that my character has very acute senses, so the scene is kind of worse in that sense. But what my character is focusing on is that concentration.
Yeah.
Because they don't really want to focus on anything else. Which means that the first thing that they decide to do is to figure out if this place is still consecrated, if it was ever consecrated, or if it's desecrated. And if I'm within 30 feet, I also want to know if they're undead.
No, it's not desecrated. Let's see here. Trying to think. No, you don't sense any evil within 30 feet.
So they're not undead, is what you're saying there?
Yep.
Okay, or fiends or whatever.
Yep. And no, it was never consecrated or sanctified.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the most correct way to.
Something had to have happened. I mean, they were just their only issue was kidnappings. Why is it now mass murder?
I never entered any of the rooms that I checked, besides Tiffus, who was kidnapped, luckily.
Just makes
That's what my character says, and then kind of shuts up for a moment, and then thinks, and then says, "It isn't standard procedure to do what I'm gonna ask that we do to help these people pass on, but I'm recommending that we burn the building down."
Wait, did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I say that out loud.
I kind of look back and I'm like, you do realize how guilty that'll make us look, right?
I kind of blink like I didn't even think about that particular piece.
I was loving it.
I say, okay, maybe we...
Tell somebody so they can see this, so they know it wasn't us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, granted, we're lucky that no one's around now.
But not everybody's dead. You said you saw the chambermaid?
Chamberman. Yeah, like I guess him and the guy and the Baron are still here. The bartender's still here.
There's a chance.
There's probably more people in the Baron's place who work there normally. They didn't seem, well, at least it didn't seem like they were understaffed. I'm pretty sure you would have complained about that.
Charles, remind me, did my character see that there was a secret space underneath the church?
Yes, you did.
Okay, then what I say is, okay, we need to let other people know what had happened, whether that means going to the Lord's house and informing him or otherwise. But we also, there's something we need to check before other people show up on the scene.
Yeah, because if there's anyone still around here and they come here, yeah, this is not a good sign in any religion.
Yes. Also, as you mentioned, if other people notice us here and we don't just report it immediately, we're going to seem guilty. But there was a basement to the church. And I want to know if somebody went there to grab something before other people start trying to grab things out of the church.
That's true. I mean, like...
And it might be helpful to look at what happened to these people. I say while not looking at them.
Mickey suddenly realizes he no longer has to ask to look at the books they got here.
That's right. Quick, let your selfishness kick in.
I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. We'll check the basement.
Yeah. So I will go over to where I saw this basement floor open up, avoiding as much as I can the viscera and
Ew.
and probably with Nikki's help, attempt to lift it and head down there.
You find no handle to lift it.
Interesting.
Though I will say you do actually see the size of it, because the blood that was splattered around the room kind of has found itself, some, not all of it, but some of it, around the edges of this hidden door, outlining it in blood.
Interesting. I'm going to close the front door to the church and kind of look maybe real quick to see if anybody else noticed us enter.
Give me an investigation check.
20.
You saw what looked to be a old lady, and it would be from this vantage point here, walking out of this house and headed like up this way, possibly to go into these personal crop field or out or towards there. You didn't notice, you weren't able to make out which way
Exactly where she was going. Okay.
Yeah, because your line of sight angle from
Right.
here that gets annoying.
So I'll let Mickey know that, which means that, and I'll say we probably have an hour at most here before.
We gotta tell somebody. Yeah, sure.
So yeah, once that has been done, I head back over and attempt to puzzle out how to open this thing. If Mickey hasn't already done so, let Mickey give it a first crack at it, what he wants to do.
Okay. So this thing has no handle, right?
No handle.
So, but these guys don't look like they're the strong type. So I'm gonna assume this either has some sort of maybe password or maybe it's a push-up. I'm making the assumption based on past experiences with people trying to hide from me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look around the door to see if I find any indicators of if I find any indicators of how this door opens. I guess it's,
All right, give me an investigation check.
Nat.
All right. You will think that there's because there's after your inspection of it, that there must be a remote handle button or latch someplace that activates or releases it.
Okay. Now I remember back when I was after a fisherman. He tried to hide from me from going into one of his fish pits, but it didn't have a door knob either. He used something else to open the door. I'm now looking at the. Now that I know what is probably going to trigger it, I'm looking around to see if there's anything, because if these guys are getting slaughtered, I'm pretty sure one of them went for it.
The surprising thing with I'll give you from your investigation like that you see that none of them look like either they were going for it or had a chance to go for it. They're all you would possibly calculate all the body parts if put the whole and back in place would all still be standing in that circle, and you would surmise that where the blood splatter and the body parts were thrown throughout the chapel is that possibly whatever did this did it rather quickly and from the center of the circle.
Just like circles. Okay. Okay, that's not gonna work. Um, explosion. Okay, I look around the room now.
Oh, okay.
Now at this point, the old because like it's the main rectory, right? So it was like nothing but pews, would have been the altar. What are on the walls?
What about the walls?
What is there anything like hanging off the walls?
The walls look blood-stained, nothing spectacular on them. A window here and in the center of each of the side walls to let the light on in. As far as that, the one thing that you possibly might surmise is that stands out is the altar that stands up that you would remember from when the elder was speaking from, isn't terribly far from this door.
All right. At this point, I start once again. You walking my way towards the altar.
Okay.
Ew. Gross. I mean, oh, speaking of which, do I notice that the elder is among them?
No, you don't. Funny that you may bring that up.
Elder in here.
When you mentioned that, it's at that point that Ava kind of snaps to from just kind of looking around for something to help us get down, and instead changes to figure out how the injuries were caused. Like, were they slashed apart? Were they ripped apart?
Give me a perception check.
All right.
Both of you can do that.
9.
Okay.
My perception is at nothing. So it's 14 straight.
Okay. Now, and Ava, you were looking for
what caused the injuries?
Yeah. Trying to think would be an investigation.
Oh, okay.
Because you're actually actively looking for a particular.
Okay, that's much better at a 24. Unless you want me to use the same roll, in which case.
No, that was for one thing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is for that.
Okay.
With the 24, you'll know that they were torn apart. I mean, just like a strong rent, like when you
they were pulled apart. They weren't cut apart.
No, they weren't cut. They because you can tell by the ragged edges, and you could tell that it was quick because that's why the blood splatter went so far. As far as that, the ragged edges on the pieces and such. And at that moment, you guys hear the door creak open, and a loud, old, I mean, you would not even think that such an old lady could scream so loud. But this old lady is standing in the door that as she pushed it on, and she sees this array with Ava looking at the body parts and Mickey looking around the altar, and she screams and falls to the ground.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
That
if she
could
falls
be
to the
explained.
ground, I'm gonna head over to her and say, you know, are you all right? Actually, I'm gonna be so bad at this, but I'm gonna say, yeah, are you all right? You shouldn't see this. This is horrible.
And let me see here. Oh shoot, hit the wrong button. Oh damn.
Oh damn.
Oh damn. She doesn't answer.
Oh, she failed the con save too, huh?
Dude, I'm not sure that's a con save anymore.
Wait, what?
Well, the way I see it, she's an old lady.
Oh. She definitely failed the con save. That's what I'm hearing. And I say the same thing. I say, are you all right?
And no answer.
And I'll check her pulse, and if she seems...
She is still warm, but no pulse.
Healing word.
Okay.
In the hopes that she hasn't quite died yet.
All right, I'll give you that. How many?
Let me roll for it
10.
real quick.
Well, let's put it this way. Can you do at least 1 point?
Yeah, it always does 5.
Okay. So she wakens on up, and her eyes are slowly opening, and she is very. There's fear that you can see in those eyes. And
Yeah, I just move her away from the scene. Like I bodily cover this scene.
okay. I mean, Grandma had 1 hit point.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I rolled there on the there to see how many hit points this aged
Lady
as
is
a common peasant had.
exactly. And I just kind of, you know, to tell her to breathe, kind of,
And she will.
comfort her as best I can. Just say, and say, go get the Lord or someone you know who can do that. We're gonna make sure that nothing happens here.
She'll get to her knees, and with a vibrant yell, you'll hear her yell, "Guards! Guards! They slew the brothers!"
Yes, go get the guards.
Hey, she's not moving. She's like in a kneeling, praying stance position, just screaming this. But Yes, one of the guards from over here from this gate will come on over to see what is going on.
Yeah, and I say, and when I notice the guards are doing that, I will turn to Mickey and say, "Do you want to speak with the guard, or do you want me to?"
I think I can. I have an idea. Might work.
Okay. I kind of give him a look, but I allow it, and
by
I
the
just
way,
I let her scream it out, do whatever she needs to, and let Mickey come over to deal with this circumstance.
Oh, I tell Ava kind of like just between us really quickly.
Sure,
I'm
while
like,
you're
like,
whispering
oh,
to while you pass each other or whatever.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, by the way, I think whatever opens that thing is on the altar.
Okay. I nod and I start heading over there.
To the altar?
Yeah, what I'm actually looking to do, I was considering doing this.
The guard will say,
Oh, the guard has already reached it
Yeah.
by the time I reach the Delta. Okay.
well, no, because you got the old lady there. The guard runs on over here. You're talking to Mickey. He came on out to where you pulled her out.
Sure.
And the guard's there and like that.
So
And
what does the guard tell me as I head over to the altar?
as you head on over to go back into the temple, where are you going? What's going on here?
We don't know. We came here looking for a friend, and we found this.
What did you find? And the guard to go on in to the temple and
And I'm letting them have that conversation, so I don't stop. I just keep going over to him.
And he bends on over and starts throwing on up when he steps on in and sees the carnage.
Oof.
Yeah.
And Grandma is starting to bawl profusely and loudly. And all you hear is her through the sobs and tears, Cedric.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened here. We were actually hoping not to interrupt anything, but when you opened the door, they were like this. We didn't take a look around to see if there was any sign of how this could have happened.
And he's gonna say, y'all stay here. I'm going to get help.
Yeah, go get help.
And so he runs on back and grabs about back to the gate, grabs about three of the guards from there, comes on over here, and one would be running down the main street towards the Lord's house.
Or the guardhouse, or both.
as far as that. So that's kind of what's going on there. The three come here to take up a guarding position at the temple. Grandma is sobbing, still saying, Cedric. And
I, while that is happening, am looking at basically, so what my character is imagining is that this door opens using a mundane lock and or hinge rather than some sort of strange magic. So what she's looking for is anything that's built into the structure of the temple that is close to this door, including the lectern that Mickey had mentioned, for any sort of thing that is like, that seem? Why would that thing be on this thing? Or why is this thing protruding that way? Kind of thing.
There. All right. Give me an investigation check.
All right. 15.
All right. You'll see on the altar lectern a ruin on the top of it. There's a lot of relief carved ruins that are there, but the one stands a little higher than the rest.
Okay. Well, I'll just do the thing that everybody does with buttons and push it down. So that's
All
flat. Let's see if that does it.
All right. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
18.
All right. You are surprised immensely by the sound and the grating of the door being pulled backwards under the floor.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Works for me. I can look at Mickey to see if he has anything to say to me before I head down.
Okay, obviously one of us has to stay up here because they're going to come back and we're going to have to explain why now there's a hole.
I nod.
I guess check really quickly, see if there's anything out of place down there. If you happen to spot any books specifically about, the reincarnation of the whole entire body, you can pick that up for me, will you?
Sure.
If anything remotely similar, if you're not sure, might help, pick it up as well.
Okay.
If it just looks like fun reading, maybe just take it as well.
That I frown at and go, I'll think about it.
Look, I'm not sure what you know or you don't know, so just look.
Yeah. So yeah, I go down.
Okay. It's 5 foot wide and about 7 foot tall. This hallway, and the steps go on down that way. They travel downwards for about 20 feet, and then there's a flat tunnel that's 5 foot by 7 foot, 5 foot wide, 7 foot tall, that reaches out in front of you. It's dark.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take out my mace, which glows in
Okay.
darkness.
And you'll see the hall kind of goes straight for a ways. You kind of lose sight of it past 60 foot.
So it turns in some way or goes down or something. So I'll start heading down it.
All right, you'll get about 40 foot in there. Give me a dex check.
Solo the dungeon, guys. Don't worry about it. Crit fail.
What?
So 3.
Damn.
You want to use an inspiration?
And lose a chance of a free experience?
Oh,
I need one more.
it's your choice.
Let me see if I have anything to get out of like being buried or falling into a hole. No, is the answer to that question. I guess my athletics and acrobatics are actually okay. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll use inspiration. Not real life. Dexterity again. 9.
All right. You hear a click, and the floor spins quickly around on a center shaft and flips you down 20 feet, and the floor almost like self-covering. And let's see here. Let me get rid of that. And I want
To clarify, you say spins, which I guess means is it the entire hallway that spins, or is it the floor that I'm on spins?
the floor that you're on. It's a center axle.
It rotates in the middle and goes.
Yep.
And then, and then it goes.
And
got it.
Take 10 points of falling damage.
Ow.
Did I hear that?
You're down 20 feet.
I look around. Now buried with no way of getting up.
You do got light though.
I do have light, and I kind of look around to see what I can see, as it were.
What you see is actually a 40-foot by 40-foot tapered room.
So it gets wider.
It's wider at the bottom. It's 5 foot up at the top.
Got it. And it doesn't look like there's any obvious reliefs, bones, animals,
No,
doors, ladders.
Not that you notice.
All right.
It's almost, in fact, I'll give you this because anybody would think this. It's almost too clean.
Oh, there's no dust.
No dust, no bones, no debris. That one would think possibly with a trap, since you know it's a trap, that there might be some stuff.
I did maintain concentration on my detect evil and good, which presumably still doesn't detect anything.
Not the moment.
Right.
Well, let me see. Does that monster?
I don't think it is. The list is somewhat limited.
Yeah, that and let me check the other one. There, the one is not. You wouldn't pick up.
Okay.
There, I don't think either of them are. I think they're basically neutral.
Well, the first thing my character thinks of is that if this place is clean, they must have some reason why they clean it and have some way for a person to get down and up from cleaning it. So that means a rope, maybe, to go up and down. But also that means there's something important about this room staying clean. So in order to, but it's not detecting as sacred. So in order to determine why that is the case, my character is going to attempt to make a mess. I'm trying to figure out with what. I can is the floor soft? Like, does the stone look like old, or is it some other material?
It definitely looks old. It's stone, but it doesn't look soft. It didn't feel soft when you hit it.
Yeah. I probably have some blood on it. I will, and I know what I will do, actually. This makes perfect sense. I am going to, but it could be invisible. I'm going to make a decision here between two different options of how to mess it up. Okay, I did that decision. All right. So I'm going to cast Fairy. Oh, wait, doesn't only hit creatures. One second. Each object. Perfect. I'm going to cast Fairy. Oh, it's 40 feet. Did you say it was 20 feet?
What?
How wide was the room again?
It was 40 feet by 40 feet.
You can't reach all of it. All right, fine. I have to do the other one. I'm going to cast.
I think you for Fairy Fire, you got to see what you're casting at.
It's an AoE, actually, for Fairy Fire.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a 20-foot cube, so it wouldn't reach the entire room, which means that revealing any invisible things that they might try to keep hidden with their cleaning isn't going to work, because I'd have to cast it multiple times, and that wouldn't be effective. So instead, I cast Flaming Spear at 2nd level, keep it a bit of distance away from me, and start rolling it around the room to try to burn up and make smoke and really soot, in an attempt to dirty the room to find whatever it is that they were trying to hide by cleaning the room. And I'll let you move back to Mickey, because I have a sneaky suspicion something will happen.
Oh yeah, I gotta see how that will go. So what you up to, Mickey?
I was waiting for the officers to arrive so I can try to explain the situation, because I'm pretty sure, despite what we've done so far, we're still guilty looking.
Sure.
And so I was set to start being like, okay, guys, this is what happened, and then I suddenly hear from behind me that commotion, right?
What commotion?
Yeah.
The commotion of me falling in, and
yeah, like I wouldn't have heard like what sounded like a floor basically fall down.
It did. Oh, well, the floor didn't fall. It spun. But give me a perception check.
Because I just made the assumption I could hear it, but let me roll and we will see.
Kind of matters where you were waiting, but also matters how deep the stairs went, which I don't know.
Not at all.
Perception check bad. Got it.
Yeah. But to answer the question, I said the stairs went down 20 feet.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
I'm like, man, she's taking forever.
There,
supposed to be a man out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget my distraction portion of my conversation. It was more of I guess at this point it's more like, what's taking her so long? Damn. Out. She's gonna make us look guilty. She never comes out of that stupid thing.
Right.
All right.
All right.
So I go ahead and I talk to the old woman.
All right.
I'm waiting for the guards to show up.
I think there are 3 guards there. You could
The three guards are already there.
Okay.
Guarding that, and they don't seem to be paying Grandma much mind.
Okay, that's fine. On my end, I would have been like, okay, guys, something is obviously going on, because this whole thing just happened, and there's no blood trail leaving this room. Did you not notice that?
No. We kind of looked around and see maybe that's because all the blood is on the walls, the ceiling, and the floor.
The thing is also that whoever killed these people would have been covered in their blood too. And so I assumed if they had left the place, they would have left a trail or something. Small driplets of someone else's blood.
The one guard will say, "It's a demon. It poofed in, poofed out."
Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good theory. But let's not jump the gun here. I mean, I guess we can put demon on suspect list. But also, have to remember, demons just don't like to poof in and out. If a demon was summoned here, a demon wouldn't just leave. More than likely would have left the church to start more chaos. Which once again would have led to blood trail.
Unless that chaos was kidnapping a party member, but you know.
Yeah, but I don't want to tell them that.
I know.
I mean, demon's a good idea. Anyone else got any good guesses?
The monster. The monster
yeah.
that got the old man.
That would make sense, but there's a roof. And the thing we fought that time was a bird. A very big bird.
He'll say, yeah. You're right there. You're right there. That only leaves one choice. A demon.
Ah, correct. Okay. Let's not overreact here. I mean, obviously, yeah, this has a lot of demon-esque ideals. I mean, they are very anti-church, and they wouldn't have a problem slaughtering old men in this type of fashion. And damn, maybe it is a demon.
You're like, wait, actually, it's a magical circle, and
But the point I'm making is that at the end of the day, we can't just jump to conclusions. If anything, from my years in hunting bounties, is that somebody who wants to get away with something will make it look like the obvious. So if it's obviously a demon, then obviously whoever really did this wanted us to think it was a demon.
it might be a demon who wanted us to think it was a demon, but
I'm not going to say that either.
okay, so yes, all right.
Like, note for a brief moment, I'm actually a little impressed by myself because that was a legit logical comeback. He's a little impressed by his comeback on that. He's like, huh, yeah, exactly. It only meant to look like a demon because that would be the first thing we would guess. And while we're thinking demon, the real killer is out there laughing at us because we're looking for demons. And this may not have been a demon. You understand? You get it? All I'm saying is at this point, we should probably make sure who's around to, I wouldn't say round up suspects, but at least to see who's okay. I mean, if somebody can come in here and just blow up 12 old guys and then leave without a trace, people are still in danger. And last I checked,
I can get rebuilt. I can get rebuilt. You all can't.
Okay.
So, is there more guards that you can like tell people, like send to like round up people, check homes to make sure no one else was invaded?
That's beyond my monthly stipend. That's for the Lord to make, or the captain of the guard. But we sent someone down to bring the Lord up here to get his direction, because this is the first time anything like this has happened since we've been here.
That's understandable. Yeah, based on everything I've been told, no one warned me about this. I mean, yeah, I got told about kidnappings, 1 or 2 random dead bodies out in the fields, some orc party somewhere nearby, but
Yeah, we're all.
really slaughter old guys. Not listed, not on the bounty board. Okay.
And the Lord will be being escorted up the main road with 12 guards.
Oh, thank God.
As far as that, and you got 8 for initiative.
Yep.
Okay, so that went first. So, okay.
Oh shit.
Well, it's not that. Yeah, I would have liked
It's all
it,
good.
but not that big a deal.
Wait, do I have to roll initiative?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
So it's your turn, Isaac, and you're just moving the.
Yeah, I'm just trying to burn get soot all over the walls and floor of this room.
As you're moving that flaming spear, you notice that it stops. So I need damage.
All right. Let me roll for flaming sphere damage. Flaming sphere, go. 7 points of fire damage. I think there's a save. Give me a second. Let's see. When you move it,
I think they're safe.
if you ran the sphere into the creature, that creature must make a saving throw against the sphere's damage. So the saving throw is dexterity. DC 14.
Oh man, let's see here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see here. So it fails.
All right. So then it takes the 7 points of fire damage, and I see this thing kind of ram into it. This is part of my bonus action, and I go, aha!
And you hear somewhat of a sizzle, and part of the spear looks like it's kind of hazy.
Huh.
And it looks like it somewhat stopped moving.
Okay.
And it looks like it hit this thing about 25 feet away from you.
Hit this thing about 25 feet away from me. Okay.
Yeah.
It's hazy. So, for an action, kind of roll like an insight check to get a sense of what, or maybe it's perception is the right word here, but to get a sense of what might be causing that? Because
Um,
part of me would be like,
uh,
oh, it's invisible, I'll just reveal it. But yeah, I don't know.
let me see here, because it does have that special, just to make sure here.
Yeah, because my first thought is, oh, it's invisible, I can reveal it, but it costs
Yeah.
a spell slot to do that, and it would require concentration to have that spell slot, and I still want to see if there's anything else in this room with my flaming sphere. So I'm like kind of going, what can I see?
I need a perception check.
Okay. 22.
You kind of see this cube that almost looks invisible.
Is it connected to the wall? Is it next to the wall?
It's about we'll say a foot away from the wall.
Okay. Yeah. So seeing that, right? I guess that might be my action to perception. I kind of go, what sort of structure is that? And yeah, I guess for the rest of my turn, I'll just maybe take for the rest of my turn, I'm just going to take my shield out.
Oh, okay. And you'll see that your spear and this cube that you perceived moved 15 foot closer to you. So it's 10 foot away from you.
Okay.
And roll me some damage.
For the sphere?
Yeah, for as long as you have the sphere there, because it's kind of...
Yeah, it's ending its turn within 5 feet of it. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Well, it's actually part of it's engulfed in it.
Right. So it needs to make it... Well, maybe it doesn't get a dex save, but it does...
No.
Normally it gets a dex save. I don't know if you're letting it happen.
No. It's already hitting it. It's doing whatever damage it's doing because it's engulfed.
All right. So 4 more points of fire damage.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm really confused. It's a moving invisible structure? What sort of magic did these clerics have?
Kind of, sort of. Well, what else? What are you doing?
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Because that was, at the end of its turn, moving towards you at the beginning of your turn.
Okay, yeah.
For the fire damage.
Yeah, now I'm a little freaked out because I don't know what this is. I don't want to back away from it and take the dodge action.
Oh, okay.
And I'll keep.
How far are you backing away?
I am backing away to the wall. The just directly away from it to the wall. And if I'm like 5, if I still have movement, I try to rotate around it so I can get further away.
Okay. How out of your base movement? How far away from this? Since it's 10 foot away from you at the moment, do you want to place yourself?
I want to place myself 30 feet away from it as far as possible.
Okay, no problem. You're working yourself around the edges of the room for that. And then what you'll see is that this this cube is moving 15 feet closer to you, so it's
so it actually moves, like it's not even just like sliding in a direction, it actually like turns now.
It kind of, yeah.
Now I'm really, if it wasn't freaked out before, now I'm really, really freaked out.
The cube itself kind of does on axis somewhat kind of skew itself a little bit, but yeah, it seems to be following you. Almost like maybe your foot padding steps or so.
Yeah. Does it take fire damage again?
Yes, at the beginning of yours.
If it's 10 more fire damage to it.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm kind of noticing that it's following me.
Yep.
And it looked. How tall does this cube seem?
It's. You would say it's large. It's up about the kind of.
Like 12, 15 feet, maybe?
We'll say 10.
Okay. I'm comparing that to the slope of the ceiling. Do I think there would be... Basically what my character's thinking is, if I can climb up this cube, I might be able to jump up to the middle space in the room and prop myself between, like stretch out and prop myself between two sides and climb up that way. But I'm guessing based on its height, that's not possible, or not reasonably possible. It seems to be very difficult to do.
Well, you're 20 foot down. It's half the way up, and way it tapers. It's a possibility if you feel so inclined.
Well,
I would.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. You want to say that's a bad idea? Yeah, you're right. I agree. What my character is going to do is I'm still going to take this turn to move so that basically I want to time it so that when it follows me right to the center of the room, and that way I can get the best chance of getting up.
Okay. It moves at half your speed, so it would. And it's not exactly beaming with intelligence, so it's to tactfully cut you off. It's kind of going to be chasing you, so you'll be able to set that on up. But I'll say it gives you. It'll take you three turns to set that up. So give me damage for 3 turns.
Okay.
And,
over 3 turns, I have done 22 points of fire damage to it.
Okay. And let's, for the moment, before.
Yeah.
You said 22, right?
Yes, 22 points of fire damage.
Okay. Mickey.
And actually,
go ahead. What were you going to say?
what my character realizes somewhere during the second or third turn is that if I mess this up, I'm probably going to fall another 20 feet. So I'm also going to heal myself. I have no standard action healing spells. No. I have to...
Damn.
Oh, wait, no, but it's carrying my fire. I don't have to control it. Excellent. Yes, I will bonus action healing word myself.
That and the fact that it's carrying and kind of like engulfed your fire sphere, I would think should give you some pause, but that's just me. Yeah, Mickey.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'm assuming by this point, the Lord is actually at the door.
Yes. With the dozen guards.
Thank God y'all showed up.
Yes, say that to the Lord of the town, no problem.
What have you done to my priest?
Nothing. Do I look like I've done something to your priest?
I see no one else here that I don't know. And I see blood and such atrocity to my priests and in their holy temple. What are you, some kind of demon, you steel man?
No. I've been up until like an hour ago, I was outside waiting for you, your chamberman or whatever the guy is with your pot of piss, could attest to that.
Do you have proof?
Did I just not tell you that there's somebody you could speak to about this?
Why should I take a word of one of my servants where I see with my own non-lying eyes the facts?
Oh, this is actually a really good argument. Look, think of it this way. If I really did kill these men, why would I have waited here for you? I mean, no offense to your guys over here, but I'm a metal man. If I was attempting to fight somebody, I would have been gone before you got here. No offense, guys.
So you say. Maybe you're a crafty one, a slick one, like the fox in the wood.
Look, all I'm saying here is that
Why
I
did you
spent
kill
all
my
night.
priest?
I spent all night waiting for you outside your place so I can ask you to borrow a few books.
So you were going to go ahead and assassinate me?
No. I waited. If I was waiting there to talk to you. Your chamber boy told me you were going to take your time to get ready, and I decided to meet my friend for breakfast at the bar we were staying at. The jittery one can attest to that.
Jittery one?
The bartender. Small guy?
Guards! Lock him up and bring him. And a couple of them will come over to try to put manacles on you, on your arms, hands, wrists. What are you gonna do?
Okay. Part of me is thinking, okay, I can start a fight. But there's 12 of them. I mean, I think it healed up pretty nicely before we ended the night.
And
I did get a full night's rest.
yeah.
I should be back to normal.
Yeah, you are. Just it may, resisting arrest may make you look even more guilty.
Yeah, that's also the thing. I'm trying to prove I'm innocent here.
Yep.
I can't prove I'm innocent if I do guilty stuff. Ugh. All right, fine. Take me. Still, you're making a big mistake.
All right.
Yep. Oh, yeah, making a big mistake here.
So 3 of them will go and put the manacles on you and start leading you off. The other 3 will go ahead and take care of Grandma, and the other 6 will go ahead and stand guard at the temple. And the last 3 that were the original ones that went over go back to their post. And the 3 that have you in manacles is following the Lord, and y'all are walking back over to the vulgar boar to see the bartender.
Oh, sorry, I might have done messed you up there, Charles.
No, that's fine. I can always put that back up. It's just that we know where we're at, and for visual for whoever watches it and like that. But
I'm just trying to figure out how to see different things for myself without.
That's fine. You can log on anytime. Anytime on it. You just, with the link and play with it as far as that goes.
I wonder if
So that's going on there. They're going to take you on over to the vulgar boar, and they're going to go ahead and verify. The Lord's going to verify your story with the barkeep. Do you mention anything about the happenings in this morning other than sitting there waiting to assassinate the Lord?
I'm like, what happened to everyone in this town? Weren't you all like busy yesterday? There's like hardly anyone here.
We've been
Everyone
cursed.
here needed to arrest me.
The Lord will say, we've been cursed. I don't know why. I'm a pretty ruler. Everyone loves me. Or they die, go missing, in bondage, extra servitude. I don't know. Whatever my Chamberlain tells me is best to do. So that's where they got you back to your running suicide, Ava.
Yeah, exactly. And so my character's getting ready to jump. Can I make a intelligence check?
Oh, most definitely.
All right, of some sort. In particular, the intelligence check I was thinking about was, or if there's a fair intelligence check here, but the intelligence I was thinking of was the idea that I would probably sink into this thing as well if I jumped into it.
Well, yeah, definitely. You can make an intelligence check to see.
All right. Is there
Let's
some
say-
other
hold on.
intelligence check that would be more appropriate to be like, oh, I know what this is, rather than just.
Well, and
going-
I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, okay.
You can either use your nature, which would be an appropriate intelligence check.
All right.
Yeah.
Nature.
Yep, nature.
Sounds good to me. 16?
You would think it would be rather unwise. You've heard of certain cubes that devour and engulf certain organic and inorganic materials. They have been said to be almost invisible.
So I'm getting ready to jump. I'm like, okay, get the timing right. And I go, wait a minute. What if this is?
And in the back of your mind, you have the feeling of
yeah, there's like this. Yeah,
a jelly cube, jelly shot,
Jello cube. That's what they're called.
or something.
Yeah,
along
they're
that
like
line.
tasty to eat or something.
Yeah.
And excellent dish. Yeah, and I decided to just, rather than going off with my set jump, decide to keep a distance from it a little bit longer just to see if anything happens. Let it, with the fire, the flaming sphere just continuing to burn in.
Yeah. How many more rounds do we got on that?
So we did 3, 4, 5, 4. So it's going to be somewhere between 4 to 6 rounds, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just go with 5. I'd have to double check exactly, but
I'm fine with go with the damage on 5, and we'll see, because you go to do a Superman leap or Supergirl leap with the one knee up, and you start going to post that, and you say, "Uh-oh," and that idea on that cube hits you, and you say, "Whoa, back up."
Yep. Wait, hold on. Maybe I didn't think this enough. Think about this enough. Yeah. So I guess I'll roll damage for a few rounds.
5.
Maybe 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 18, 23, 32, 36 points of fire damage.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, pistache. And your flaming sphere goes on out, and give me a perception check.
Well, okay, yeah. Just out of curiosity, do I know how long the sphere will last? Like, do I have a sense of when the sphere will end?
It's your magic, yeah. You know your spell.
Okay.
That's
So right
why
before it ends, I'm gonna throw my regular dagger into it, just
Oh.
to so I have something to see.
All right, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 17.
All right, you see the basic outline of this. It doesn't seem to be moving. Go ahead and throw your dagger at it.
All right. 18 to hit.
That hits, and your dagger sinks on into the cube.
And I feel reaffirmed in my life choices of not jumping on it.
Yes. And okay, what's the damage?
3 piercing.
3. Okay. Yeah, that's close enough for government work. It doesn't seem to be moving, but you see your dagger being eaten away.
I'm like, when it stops moving, I'm sort of thinking, well, maybe I could jump on it now. And then I start seeing it eat away, and I go, no, I don't think I can.
All right. It sounds like a great spot to stop this for tonight.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
As far as that, we're gonna see if which bartender will be there when Mickey comes in to plead his case.
Oh no.
And we'll see how you get out of this. I appreciate your guys' time and playing it, and hopefully I made it fun for all. You 1 XP. You each can have a inspiration point. For
I would have leveled up if I hadn't rolled that second time, punk. No, just kidding.
So there we have that, and I'll stop the recording.